Let's talk about the BBC documentary on TB Joshua. Most of revelations are coming out after his death that he was an occultic leader, he raped and did all sorts of things. What's your take?
Unfortunately, it's a disgrace to an institution, a media institution, establishment like BBC to come out with such nonsense. It does not make any sense at all. They have not been close to whatever yardstick or means they have used to carry out such a documentary. It's unfortunate. How many times have they carried documentary on the Pope that said man should marry man? Leave TB Joshua alone. It's a very simple thing. They should leave the man alone. Is it the same TB Joshua that collapsed his house? That TB Joshua used one to collapse his third building that killed thousands? The Lagos government took him to court. Somebody who has added value to humanity. Then after how many years of his death, so to say, they are coming up with a documentary that is this and that.
Some people came out and they made confessions.
Bro, let me tell you, a lot of sabotage can happen. People can blackmail anybody. Jesus Christ of Nazareth was also blackmailed. I have on 2 occasions have relationship with TB Joshua. I might not be talking too much, but when I see something, you understand, I'm able to understand 1 or 2 things. Initially, the media thought that TB Joshua was an occultic man.
Initially?
Yes, when he came out with synagogue. But people that know him from the scratch knew him. Until people begin to have access to him, people begin to unveil him, people begin to discover him. This is a man that spent over 12 months in his mother's belly before he was born. Destiny. He has a date with destiny. He's a man that God has destined for what he did. No 2 ways about it.
You are saying that he died at a relatively young age.
No matter the most important thing is that what are the legacies you left behind? It is not how far, it is how well. TB Joshua has transformed so many lives, more than the BBC. The BBC report that indicted weekend in Port Harcourt. What is the end use of it now? The same BBC report. BBC report that carried a fake report on Biafrans. BBC report that carried a fake report about Nnamdi Kanu, IPOB. The same BBC. I'm sure it is BBC Nigeria, not BBC London. No, that is not the truth. I am sure that this BBC is BBC Nigeria, not BBC London. That is not the truth.
Of course, it should be BBC Nigeria because.
What do you expect? You know there was an issue of leadership also when TB Joshua died, and a certain cabal wanted Evelyn to take over power, to take over the church administration. Those people can bribe their way to blackmail anybody. Who tells you that? At least 1 or 2 occasions, I have found myself in synagogue. Yes, and I ran that publication, The Birth of Greatness. Go and check it on Mentors magazine. It was circulated everywhere. The Birth, that's the title. They have TB Joshua on the cover. The Birth of Greatness. I do a document, a thorough write-up, investigative report.
But he was not in good terms with the Khan.
Let me tell you,
Christian body in Nigeria.
Let me tell you, that is not the truth. The truth remains this. For instance, Chris Oyakilomi, Love World, Christ Embassy. Look at how he started. His father was a reverend father or a pastor in one of maybe apostolic church and all that. But right from the time Chris was in Eboma, from year one, he preaches the gospel throughout his years in that university. He has a call. TB Joshua, they are asking him, who anointed you? That's the problem. Who is your God, spiritual godfather? That's the problem. That is why they saw what he was doing was extraordinary. Because him too is extraordinary. If I tell you this, a lot of things I know about TB Joshua, when he started that ministry, how he started that ministry in Ikotu, you will not believe. Because I remember that time, I used to come from East. I used to do business at Broad Street, Lagos. Yeah. I stay at Thomas Animation, Surulere. I have a house somewhere at Idemu. So most times my business partner is at Surulere, Thomas Animation. I used to pass through Sele down to Idemu, you know, Ikotu, Ebe, and Council. And so I used to pass through that Aziz. I used to notice this man on daily basis, fasting and praying without no how, no blog, continuously. He will tell you that consistency brings freedom. They don't need to listen to what people are saying. We know the name they call Jesus Christ when Jesus Christ was alive. Even some pastors in Nigeria today, people still call their names. So I'm not surprised that BBC Nigeria can come up with such a thing for someone who has contributed immensely to the development, to the tourism sector of Nigeria. Why didn't they run that documentary when he was alive? And up to today, that's just the truth. I have not seen anyone, male or female, yes, that will come out and say that TB Joshua raped me. I've not seen. Where are you going to see TB Joshua? He's always in the mountains. He's always praying. So I want to say it is unfortunate on the side that an organization like BBC should come up with such a documentary, a black man against a reputed man of God. I respect TB Joshua very much. I believe in his ministry. I believe in his calling. I believe that God has ordained him for that call. And he ran it and did well. The question is it TB Joshua that collapsed his building? That the building that collapsed, is it TB Joshua that collapsed it? We know what happened. We know that some of this is where, you know.
Are you saying that BBC is conspiring?
Bro, let me tell you, there is no sector, institution, office that is bribe free. People can grease anybody to bring something down. I want to tell you this, that even when TB Joshua was still alive, he has enemies. Khan was number one. Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, they were among two, questioning this the same TB Joshua that the government of Nigeria were celebrating, having contributed so much to tourism. But yes, I met 3 South Americans pastors. We are in the same lounge inside TB Joshua synagogue that day. We interacted for over 1 hour, 2 hours. 3 Southern American pastors. One of them was representing the whole Southern America. He was there. For 2 hours, we were deliberating on how TB Joshua is going to attend a crusade in South America. If TB Joshua is not genuine, God wouldn't have taken him to that height. He has touched lives all over the world. There's no continent today. There are certain issues between nations and nations. Elections problem, TB Joshua has attended to so many. I'm not saying that there are no challenges. Jesus Christ also has his own challenges. But the Bible says that they can never by any means consume us or come near us. And that is just the truth. TB Joshua is a true man of God. I'm saying it. You know why? If you go to his church, it does not say in the name of devil be healed. It says in the name of Jesus Christ be healed. And the Bible said that those that call upon the name of Jesus Christ shall be saved. That is.
Thank you very much.
Accusation leveled against TB Joshua, none has been legally proven. Legally proven is that nobody has taken TB Joshua to court. It's all side talks, accusations, imaginations, fictitious stories that we have not been able to confirm one fact out of them all.
There are confessions by some people.
See, confessions were being made in those days when Joshua was alive. They said Kanu said this, Amokachi said this, one Ghana woman said this. I read online, I watched online. Are you listening to me? Say during the church days, church weekdays, I see TB Joshua doing his program. Nigerians within, without, members of the world, Europe, Asia, America, other part of the country, Oceania, Antarctica, trooping into synagogue, church of all nations. I said to myself, all these confessions against TB Joshua, why are these people there? They move on convoy, you see white men coming, and nobody has been able to prove it that TB Joshua was a bad man in the court or with a lawyer. See, let me tell you, when a man is dead, everything about him is dead. They are just cooking all manner of stories against this man. I'm not saying that I'm God, I'm a God or God. Then let me tell you, why not go to court when he was alive? Prove it that TB Joshua was a bad man. TB Joshua, go to Ondo State, interview his kinsmen. They are the one that will tell you who TB Joshua is. When Joshua died, they went to his house. TB Joshua's nephew or uncle, he relived the story of the man called TB Joshua. He was a good man right from his school days. TB Joshua was a man that is generous. He can give. He loves people. He doesn't want people to suffer. I'm telling you the truth. So if you come up with any argument of TB Joshua turning to elephant or vulture or sleeping with people's wives, why didn't you take him to court and prove it to the world? Now that TB Joshua is dead, now that the giant is no longer there, you are trying to make, mess form of his name because the man is not alive. Let me tell you, if actually that what they are saying is right, I think it's left for God to judge him. If actually what they are saying is wrong, I think somebody somewhere else is going to triple such criticism or abhorrence against TB Joshua on them. It's going to boomerang to all of them. I don't think TB Joshua is guilty of all these criticisms. Are you listening to me? All these sins, offenses, they are labeling or accusing him of. I don't think it is. But it is only God that will judge them. If what they are saying against this man
BBC,
are lies.
Is it BBC or the people that confess?
BBC is from UK, England, Britain. They are the worst people on the continent of Africa now. They are our enemies, the enemies of progress. BBC are talking about they are the English people. Are they Christians? There's another name they gave them. These people believe in witchcraft. And they went against witchcraft in 16th, 17th, 18th centuries onward. They kill anybody that is witch. They kill anybody that is wizard. That's how they killed in America too. Listen and listen good. Enemy of Christianity you are talking about are the Britain. So they would like to rope TB Joshua. The Church of England, King Henry VIII found it. King Henry VIII started Church of England during the Reformation in 13th, 14th centuries. It was a controversy between him and the Pope when he wanted to marry Catherine, his senior brother's wife. See, listen, war broke out between the Catholics and all the followers of Pope. That was how Erasmus, John Calvin, Henry VIII, they broke out from the Catholic Church. Who is Britain? Britain, they are not Christians. They are anti-Christian, anti-semantics. They hate the Jews. They hate Jesus Christ. So whatever Britain is accusing TB Joshua of, Britain, they are more or less pagans. They stole most of the antiques, artifacts, antiquities from Nigeria into London. What are you telling me? Are they believers? They are not. Britain, Queen Elizabeth. Is Queen Elizabeth a Christian? What are you telling me? So it doesn't matter of whatever anybody is accusing TB Joshua of. I'm not trying to exonerate him. I'm a man. I'm not God. It's God that is going to exonerate and judge. But I'm telling you that I disassociate or distance myself from any criticism or blames or accusation against TB Joshua of Synagogue Church of All Nations. That's my own take.
Thank you very much.